Okay, the next posture is Navasana, which these are all Sanskrit names. This is our boat pose, and it's a really relatively simple shape. It's very deceiving. It looks like it maybe wouldn't be that hard. Wait till you try it. So when we're in normal practice, we do this posture 5 times, and each time we do it for 5 breaths. And so it might be easy on the first time or the first breath or two, but generally we find that most of us, it's a bit of a struggle. It's a bit of a struggle to make the shape and to keep the breath open and even throughout the posture. So essentially it is the shape of Dandasana. It was the first seated posture we did, no, Dandasana. And then also this shape shows up as downward facing dog in a different orientation. So now, like the hardest possible orientation of this is Navasana. So Aaron is going to lean back, keeping the collarbones open, chest lifted, feet squeezing, and then extend the legs and trying to make a nice 90-degree angle, not allowing the pelvis to roll back too much and the chest to sink, right? So we want to find balance. Arms are parallel with the floor, and we stay for 5 with feet pointed, gazing towards the feet. After 5 breaths, inhale. You're going to compress yourself as if you were doing a jump back vinyasa. Lift the bottom and the feet, or whatever you can, and then come back down. And then with an eager spirit, we hop right back in the boat for another 5 breaths, and we do that 5 times. Okay, so this is a hard pose. It's hard to keep the chest lifted and the legs completely straight and the feet together and the breath relaxed. And so often this is a journey that takes a little bit of time. So what we do in the beginning is we begin to lean back, root through the sit bones, and then have your spine straight. Notice the shoulders often have a tendency to have this concave chest, and we want to roll the shoulders up, back, and down and finding neutrality so that the collarbones are like spacious and lifted. The torso stays up and lifted throughout this pose. And so if you notice that you're beginning to try too hard on the leg portion and you're sinking back and the chest is rounding, grab the back of the knees with your fingers, straighten your spine again by lifting and sitting nice and tall. Knees probably should remain bent when you're first trying this so that you can make the priority this lifted chest. Feet are squeezing together, adducting strongly here. And then with bent knees, maybe you begin to play with taking the fingers off the back of the knee and staying there with bent knees, allowing the breath to just flow back and forth. You want it to be the same as any other posture that you've done so far. There's going to be a tendency to rush. When you're in a lead class, when the teacher counts to 5, you're going to think that they're counting too slow, and it's going to feel like 100 breaths. Try to stay cool. Soften the posture, stay with the breath, hang in there, keeping the priority, lifted chest, bent knees, and then slowly over time we come from this position of bent knees while feet are squeezing. We slowly play with straightening the legs more and more. If you go too far too quick, you're either going to round in the low back and spill back, or you're going to hear it in the breath and you're going to rush it as the nervous system gets overly excited. So take your time. In between, maybe you get an extra breath and then you lift the legs again and try again. So again, this is 5 times we do this, each time with 5 breaths.